Hi! On the test bench there are two identical cables with solid conductors 3 by 1.5. One of them is simply lying on the surface, while the other is inside a conduit mounted on supports. Cables are connected in a junction box using Wago terminals. So let's see how the cables heat up at different currents. Also, after prolonged heating, we'll take a look at the temperature inside the junction box. Let's start. Testing at 10 amps. At first, the internal temperatures rise equally. You can also see the heating of the circuit breaker and the conduit. The outside temperature of the box is about 30 degrees Celsius. While inside it is almost 40 degrees Celsius. The difference is noticeable. The cable inside the conduit is slightly hotter. Both temperatures are about 2 degrees Celsius higher. Testing at 16 amps. A 10 amp circuit breaker should trip within a few minutes. The cable didn't have enough time to heat up. Now I'm replacing it with a 16 amp circuit breaker, and we continue the test. The thermal image shows uneven heating of the conduit. In some places the cable touches it, and it is warmer there. The outside of the box is about 40 degrees Celsius. Inside, it is already 61 degrees Celsius. Internal cable temperatures: without conduit 46 degrees Celsius and inside the conduit 52 degrees Celsius. Therefore, the insulation is warmer as well. Testing at 20 amps. A current of 20 amps is an overload for a 3 by 1.5 cable. The cable is protected by a 16 amp circuit breaker, so eventually it should trip. However, with a 1.25 overload factor, the breaker may not trip for a very long time. So, let's see the temperatures after half an hour. Near the circuit breaker it is about 55 degrees. The outside of the box has heated up to 50 degrees Celsius. And inside it is over 80 degrees. The cable temperature without conduit is 58 degrees Celsius, while inside the conduit it is 68 degrees. Now I'll increase the current by 1 amp every 2 minutes. When the breaker trips, we'll find out the maximum temperatures. Some conclusions. Inside the conduit, the cable heats up more, and this is especially noticeable at maximum permissible currents and during overload conditions. The temperature inside junction boxes always exceeds the internal cable temperature by about 5–10 degrees.